Once, in a land where the winds whispered lullabies and even the trees yawned at dusk, there was a feather, soft, white, glowing faintly with stardust. This wasn't an ordinary feather. It belonged to a dream bird, a mythical creature that visited only the most restless souls, helping them fall asleep. One evening, a little girl named Mira sat awake, wide-eyed. Her heart was heavy. She couldn't stop thinking. Mira stretched out her hand, and as the feather touched her fingers, she felt something warm, not heat, but peace. She closed her eyes, and suddenly she was no longer in her bed. The feather lay on her pillow, glowing softly in the morning light. The feather didn't take away her problems, but it reminded her that even when life felt heavy, she could always find peace within herself. And sometimes, when the night was dark and her thoughts were loud, the wind would whisper through her window, "Sleepy time! Sleepy time! Close your eyes and dream." And Mira did. At first, she couldn't remember her dream, but as she sat up, it all came back to her. She remembered the whispering wind, the colorful valleys, the peaceful ocean, and the soft, guiding touch of the stardust feather. A smile touched Mira's lips. She felt rested and happy for the first time in days. She was floating with the feather high above rooftops, trees, and clouds. Below her, the world was a patchwork quilt of twinkling light. Above her, the sky was a dome of velvety black studded with bright stars. The air around her whispered soft words. Let go! Let me just drift! And Mira did. She let go of her worries, her fears, her anger, and she just drifted. Her room was quiet, but her thoughts were loud. They floated over quiet oceans where silver fish with rainbow scales leaped and played. They swam through skies painted with soft pink stars instead of the familiar blue. The air grew colder, but Mira didn't feel a chill. She felt only peace. The feather glided on, brushing aside wisps of cloud that seemed like curtains drawn across the sky. And as they drifted, Mira's eyelids grew heavy. Every worry left her mind. Every muscle let go. And before the feather reached the horizon, Mira was sound asleep, dreaming of nothing but the soft whisper of the wind and the gentle rocking of clouds beneath her. All around her, the world was sleeping, but Mira tossed and turned in her bed. Outside, the wind sang through the leaves. Sleepy time. Sleepy time. Close your eyes and dream. But Mira couldn't dream. All she could think about were the problems of the day. She wanted to be alone. She wished she could disappear. Oh, if only I could vanish, she whispered to the night. If only someone could take away all these thoughts inside my head. And just then, a single feather appeared at her window. It floated in, not falling, not flying, just drifting slowly, like it had nowhere to be. But here, the feather carried her across valleys of dreams where flowers bloomed in every color imaginable. When the first rays of sunlight touched her face, Mira opened her eyes. She was no longer floating through the skies. She was lying in her bed. From that day on, whenever Mira had a problem, she would close her eyes, hold on to the feather, and imagine herself drifting with it through the star-studded sky.